welcome to our weekly reading, but we have a very special weekly reading cooked up for you guys today. We have something called our Stoney Baloney Tarot chat. We have, as you can see, a couple of featured guests. We have Liesl, so hello Liesl, all the way from UK, and then we have Dana, hailing all the way from the East Coast, and later on we'll have our friend Suzi from Suzi Gemini pop on in from the West Coast. So yeah, like I said, we have a special live chat. If you don't know who I am Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. All of my deets are down below, as well as the people that are in the broadcast with us today. I've put down their socials so you guys can go check them out. But yeah, so it's going to be set up a little bit differently today. But today we are using one of our sacred herbs, which is marijuana. And I like to incorporate it into my spiritual practice. And I like to help it to help me open up. I think it alleviates some of my ego a little bit and brings out more of my higher self, which I think will be really interesting for the readings today. Also encouraging Liesl and Dana, and later on Suzi, when she comes in, they're going to be slinging some cards, bringing down some downloads for you guys as well. And since this is a special broadcast and I have these special guests, I have decided that with our what we usually do with the donations at the end, with the super chats and the super stickers, you'll still be able to do them, and we'll have everybody weigh in with your question. So you'd be able to get a reading, either you say, I want Dana to read for me, or Liesl, or, all of you guys, to chip in with the reading. But you guys can also just do donations if you like throughout the video. And then I'm going to be splitting all of those donations with the lovely ladies that are in the video with us today. So Dana and Liesl, and later on Suzi. So just as a thank you for all that they do. And they're wonderful, wonderful human beings. So let me show you first off what I'm going to be utilizing. So I have here something called hippie chicks. I don't know if you guys have this in your area, but they're little chocolates. And actually, even if they didn't have THC or CBD in them, I think they're really good chocolate, just in general. So it's kind of hard just to eat one. Although I know that if I eat more than one, I stop speaking correctly. So,
I think Suzi's probably right?
Oh yeah.
I think
So
Suzi's probably more. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Should I join her?
Yeah,
I'll get
ahead.
back in.
Okay.
Oh. Hello. There's the live.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she was calling from Instagram.
Yeah, I don't understand these things.
Suzi, yeah. Yeah,
I saw her.
Maybe accidentally.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
saw her briefly try to pop in to StreamYard, but she didn't have the video, so StreamYard, I couldn't add her yet. So.
Hiya, we're on the other line, darling. Can you see me? I don't know if she can see me or not, right? Oh, hang on. There you go. You right?
Well, hopefully we'll get it all sorted.
Yeah, I've lost her, I think.
Oh. Well, hopefully she tries the link again. Let's see.
Yeah, it says.
Okay, well, while our friend Suzi tries to pop in, so like I said, I'll be actually taking this in just a moment, but it's the mint dark chocolate from Hippie Chicks, because in the viewers or the poll that I put out for my on my community page on my YouTube channel, I had 4 questions of who you would like to have join us. Would you like to have edibles join us, a drinky drink, rolling one for the homies? And then there was one other, oh, my witchy bong, which actually I just want to show you what that looks like. I'm not going to be utilizing it today, but I'll show you what it looks like. But the winning vote was for edibles, but right behind it was rolling one for the homies. So James has rolled this one right here. And so this
Nice
is
one, James.
actually magical weed from one of the locals around here. So anyway, the tarot decks, I decided to pick out some decks that will kind of go along with what we're doing today. And so I have the Midnight Magic Tarot. I have the Cannabis Oracle.
Yeah.
The Blacklight Tarot, which was a gift from James. And Z Tarot, also a gift from James. I have the Pot Tarot. And then just a couple of side decks. I don't know if I'll use them, but you know, I love one of them. So it's the Moon Power, that's kind of always with me, and Tarot of the Nile. All right. So, so what are you guys using today, and what form? So Dana,
Okay,
Liesl.
I kind of pulled some at random here. I've got them all out, really, to be honest. We've got Santa Morte, Mystic Mondays,
Nice.
Tarot of the Divine, and the Wandering Star laid out. I've also got Oracle cards floating around, botanical cards, if anyone's into those. Yeah, I've just been sort of like cleansing them, and of course I've got Saints and Mystics as well, and Avalon, my favourites at the moment. Avalon, right? So there you go. Hey, Suzi.
Excellent. Hey, Suzi, how are you?
I can't see.
Good. Sorry I was late. I couldn't get my camera or microphone to work. And then I thought, okay, I'll just get on the computer. So I apologize, girls. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
That I
No
was
worries,
late.
no worries. Liesl, I know you told me before the chat started, but how are you using weed today?
Okay, yeah, I've just imbibed, I blazed a little zoot, and just smoked a little spliff, with some local weed known as Sunset Haze. It's quite a nice dry
Okay.
one. Yeah, I got it off my
Sunset
mate
Haze,
Lenny.
that sounds pretty.
It's pretty good actually. It's quite dry, it's not too monging, and it's quite sort of like spangly and uplifting rather than just knock you out, you know. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nice. So Suzi, what are you working with today? Dex and Miss Mary Jane, how are you imbibing?
I have Practical Magic CBD oil, and I've already had a bit of this. And I also had, it's from Austin, Texas, a little THC gummy. So I can't really do a lot of it because then I get like too high or weird.
Yeah.
Oh, and
I understand that.
I brought lots of decks, but I'm
just trying to get in the shot. There we go.
The deck I'm gonna use it's a very kind of a funny deck because it has a lot of swear words in it.
Nice.
Sweet.
Data, what are you using today?
Oh, today just aqua, just water. But I know. But I have some amazing decks, and I have a couple other ones that I'm like debating on throwing in too. I didn't realize how many decks I have, probably maybe about 60. But I have this one. This one has been a favorite of mine for the last couple of years. I just love the art. So I have this one. The World Visions Tarot. This is another one. The art is just gorgeous. I just so connect with these decks. And then I have the Elemental Wisdom Tarot. So this is another one that I'm really loving.
Pretty.
And then this is like a newer edition I've gotten like a couple of months back. This is the Wandering Star Tarot. So,
yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, you have it too?
That looks pretty.
Yeah. Love it. I love it.
No, but
It's such a great deck.
you know, oh,
It is, isn't it? I've had it a while now. Yeah.
Well, excellent. Okay, so you guys know that normally with the weekly live chats, I'm always talking about the astrological energy, but since you ladies are well versed in astrology as well, I thought I would hang back on this one and let you guys talk about the astrology of the week, or even today, if you wish.
you want me to start?
Sure.
Wow, this is the one day that I thought to do Stoney Baloney. It's kind of good because it's gonna put everybody in a good mood, because this is a very rare grand fixed cross, and Mars is at 0. Mars is at 0 Leo, and the North Node is up there. Jupiter is at 0. Basically, this is Mars opposing Pluto. Pluto's at 0 Aquarius, and they said today's energy is explosive. This is the type of week that on the world stage we are going to see, perhaps, not to be a bummer, but something happened with war. And I've been saying a lot of prayers to the universe that nothing happens. But this is an explosive week. So fixed grand cross. It's basically one big square, and it's very, very rare. So I wish I could give better news. Yeah.
Well,
It's people when Mars opposed. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, go.
When Mars opposed Pluto, this kind of energy, that what we're actually doing today is actually a good thing, to kind of have some levity and some fun and some humor. I wouldn't recommend people, if somebody tries to start an argument, don't get baited. And this is going to be about three days of this kind of explosive energy. So, Dana, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, just a lot of intense energies right now. You know,
I don't
Pluto's
know if she can hear me.
Oh, can you hear me? Yes. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Basically similar thing. Mars opposing Pluto. A lot of Pluto getting activated right now. The 0 degrees really is a time of new beginnings that has really started since Aries season. So it's really how we are stepping into our power as individuals within the collective. You know, that's how it felt really for me. It's what's aligned for you. And then this energy carrying over into Taurus season and Gemini season. And what we're going to be embarking on is really allowing those manifestations to roll in. So on the positive note, even though there is a lot of intensity, we can wield this intensity into our desires. So it's best to focus those passions on what brings you joy, as opposed to, similar to what Suzi said, kind of getting baited off of like a little argument that can turn into something blown out of proportion, so to speak. So definitely being mindful, keeping your cool, and even through the intensities, don't forget to be grateful and just enjoy life. There's always those little speck moments throughout the day that if you can stop and say, okay, the sun looks beautiful, the clouds look great, that flower smells amazing, just something simple, or just looking at yourself and saying you love yourself. It helps to break up all of the intensity and to ground.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also on one positive that I really like is today we entered 0 Gemini. We're in Gemini season, and you know I'm a Gemini, and Tara's a Gemini sun, and beautiful Dina. You're a Gemini moon in North Node, is that right, Dina?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well we are blessed because the sun is trining Pluto, still in Aquarius. He hasn't made his way back to Capricorn, and this has not happened in a couple decades just to have that. So on a good note, Gemini season, the sun trine Pluto over the next couple of days might kind of calm that fixed grand cross. And I say let's just say pray for humanity, however anybody likes to give intentions, that we don't need to see and everything like that, and use it like you said, Mars opposing Pluto, use it for passionate energy in your own personal life, and never be surprised with oppositions. Can be people. Sometimes people will show up out of the blue. So that's all I have to say, Tara, about that.
Well, cool.
Unexpected people can show up with yeah. So how are you, Liesl?
I was going to ask. So, Liesl, so for astrologically speaking, do you have any way in?
I'm not much of an astrologer, to be honest. What I can say, though, from seeing global manoeuvres actually on the planet, and like I do agree a lot with what Suzi's saying. You know, there seems to be a lot of ramping up of hostilities. I've kind of felt a lot of pretty dark energies flying around, especially there's a lot of political things happening in the UK. And just the amount of things that are falling so quickly. I mean, like really big establishments, big names, you know, people like that at high positions, are all kind of falling by the wayside. And yeah, it's almost like a crossroads. You say a grand cross, it's almost like coming to a crossroads. It's my sort of opinion on the world at the moment, anyway.
Well, I guess I'll put in a little bit, at least about today. And I think that it works well with what all of you ladies had said. And so today in mine astrology is 11 Akbal. And Akbal is actually my day sign. So Akbal is about the dawning, it's new beginnings, turnover. And with the number 11, it's a very powerful high number, but it's neutral, meaning it can go with whichever way your consciousness lies. You know, it goes with kind of like the collective and which way they want to take this. So this new beginning, but also we're still in the week of Ben, which is all about our future, our children, basically, and the home. And so we could look at this as new beginnings and these huge shifts. You know, which way do you want to nurture them? Which way, or what polarity do you even want to look at it as? Obviously, I was just trying to go off. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there, but that would be the weed kicking in. I was like, whoa, I went off in outer space. So, but anyway, so with it being in the home and it being new beginnings and these powerful turnovers and what polarity you want to look at things, how do you want to take all of this and move us forward within your home, within our personal home, and Earth as being our home? You know, so it's kind of, where are you putting your energy? So it's a great check-in, I would say, for today. All right. So as well as astrological messages, I always like to talk about the herb of the week. But I ask you ladies instead, since I'm the one always picking the herb, and I kind of picked today's herb already, so you already know my choice. What would be your herbs for the week for you guys?
I think for me, sage, because I really need to smudge this place, right? Definitely. I feel this a bit
Nice.
dank in the energy. So yeah, sage. I can just smell sage
You know
now,
what,
actually.
Liesl? You read my mind.
Well,
I'll go with you, Liesl, because this is what I was doing when I was having all that trouble logging in. I was burning sage, so I have to go with Liesl.
there you go, see. Yeah, lovely. It's one of my favourites anyway. You know.
Mm-hmm. It's got a nice smell to it, and we have some wild sage that kind of grows around here. So when it gets hot enough, it's not really burning, but you can really get the scent of it, in the summertime when it's cooking out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me,
Dana, what would you pick?
I've been really rosemary.
That's
I've
nice.
been doing a lot with that lately, and just discovering, I didn't even know this up until really recently, how good it is for your hair.
Mm-hmm.
For hair growth. And I've been anointing my candles and putting a little bit of it in my bath. So it's definitely been a focal point for me for the last actually basically since the new moon. I've been really diving into that lately.
All right, excellent. And actually, yeah, I concur. I've been on the rosemary train, and I was like looking in. Actually, it's funny you said about hair, because I was actually looking into this stuff like the other day, and I was like, maybe I should start incorporating it as like a leave-in conditioner, or creating like a rosemary oil spray, because my hair gets dry out here. So yeah, I've been on like the rosemary kick. Okay, so this being a weekly reading, let's go ahead and dive into kind of what we see either in the cards or in our downloads for the weekly forecast. So however you ladies want to do it. So if you just want to channel something, if you want to toss the runes or sling some cards, I encourage you. And for people who are watching this now or are going to be watching the replay, if you would like to do donations or a donation reading, it's going to be a little bit different today, where any money that is made, I'm going to be splitting with my friends here in the video with us. So Suzi, Liesl, and Dana, for their time, their love, their care, and their beautiful intuitions. So, if you guys want to grab your cards or get ready, I'm going to figure out what deck I want to use here. Let's see. All right, so I have the pot tarot here.
If we get
Suzi?
If we get any super chat, would you put my donation towards just your local pet? I know you do that, Tara, where you buy like pet food for the local shelters. Just put it toward kitty cats if we get any on my part.
Sure. Yeah, I just figured I'd split everything all just equal.
Okay.
Because I really do appreciate you guys coming on here with me today and dealing with my Stoney Baloney self.
I'd say the same, actually. I don't know if you've got a local hospice charity, have you, or something like that?
We probably do.
My share too. If not, give it to the kitty cats. That'd be fine. Yeah.
Okay, I have no problem.
Okay.
Get to check out the shelters around here then. Okay. Let's see. So I guess I will go first. So I like the backs. It's James actually pointed out they kind of look like playing cards, kind of the old timey playing cards, but it's got little pot leaves in the corners. It's kind of cute. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually feeling drawn to only pull one card. Let's see. Okay. Kind of interesting, this card, before I show it. Just reflecting on what Suzi and Dana and Liesl had said about kind of the astrological energy, but also just the energy of the collective consciousness, in general. And so for this week, we have the Justice card.
Oh,
So I know, fascinating. I was like, because today is, like I said, 11 Akbal in Mayan astrology. And it is bringing things into balance into your personal space, your personal home, the home within, and also home, the earth. And so this week being all about that balance, what has more precedence? Is it the heart or is it the mind? Is it, the higher self or is it the ego? And so I think this is going to be a great time to check in with, what's doing the leading, in your life at the moment, and kind of what timeline is that leading you towards. So I think it's a great time for reflection on that. And I think that, what Suzi was saying with all these different energies coming in of upheaval, that there's going to be, bits of conflict throughout this week to help you see what's been leading you towards those points of conflict. Was it the ego that had led you into that situation? Was it the higher self? And maybe it was a balance of the two. Is there a lesson that you can get from that? So just kind of forcing us to check in, I would say, this week, the mind and the heart. All right, let's
like
see,
that.
Liesl, what did you get?
okay. Right, okay, yeah. From the Mystic Mondays deck, I got actually the 9 of Wands. This one here. But I would say, like, reading this intuitively, it says to me, there are all these ones up at the top, right? And that could seem like adverse situations. And you see the character with the main wand at the front. Even though this little warrior here has only got one wand, when it's turned at that angle, it can strike all these. Whereas if it was like upright or trying to move in that direction, then it would be vulnerable from all sides. I'm a bit Stoney Baloney myself, but I think it's almost, to me, I can think it with this deck is like, it's almost like if you tried to pass between these, you might encounter a lot of problem. But if you simply move the staff to that angle, then you're kind of impenetrable. And I just invite people to make of that what they will, really. There you go, 9 of Wands.
Nice. All right, and beautiful card, by the way. Dana, what do you got? Oh,
Sorry, my
Dana.
mic.
Oh, there you go.
As much as it's funny how you were like, oh, I feel like just pulling one card, I actually felt like pulling two. So I wanted to grab another one of my decks because I felt like the messages from this deck is so perfect for collective messages. So the first one I popped out was the Queen of Pentacles. And I just love this deck. So this really aligns for the Taurus new moon that we just had. I feel as though, moving forward, it's more about just your self-worth on the physical plane, but this is related spiritually. This has to do with our desires, our creation into the material world, knowing that abundance can come in all forms as well. And I pulled this card. This is from Postcards from Spirit. And I haven't felt guided to pull this deck for quite some time. And I really felt the need to do so today. So I just want to read the message from here for everyone because it really goes with the Queen of Pentacles that I just pulled. So it says, "Dear you, check in occasionally with yourself about your motives behind actions you plan on taking, especially when you have an end game in mind. Is the source of your motivation desire or entitlement? Maybe you're drawn to a certain path because you think it will bring you a feeling related to the outcome you seek, like safety or wholeness. Know that you will see a reflection in the outer world of the motive that drives you forward. Do you need a motive? Can you simply be pulled in the direction your soul calls you towards joy, discovery, growth, or adventure, participating in something compelling and meaningful without trying to define it? If you can step forward, surrender to whatever spirit has in store for you, you will be amazed at how things turn out. Check your motives, then hand them over to spirit. Everybody wants the best for you. Life loves you more than you know. So I thought it was such a beautiful message to go with the Queen of Pentacles for the collective energies this week. So it's, trusting yourself is trusting spirit or trusting God or source or whoever you're connecting with, because when we remove the ego part aside, when I feel like we're all God, and in saying that, like, we're all connected to source. So I felt like it was such a beautiful message.
Yeah, that is. I love it. All right, Suzi.
Tina, that was beautiful. And Liesl, all your messages. Okay, this is weird because I rarely post on Instagram, and this card, when I use this deck, always comes up for me, and I shuffle it, the inner effing peace card. The inner effing peace deck. Okay, addicted to inner peace. So this is telling me that what we hear, if you tune into any news or read online newspapers or magazines, don't let the outside 3D world situations, divisions in the world disturb our peace. We have the ability to respond to things we hear that can trigger us in a peaceful way. So just try to go into nature. If anybody ever gets upset, or like if I get upset about something, I'll just go on a walk and kind of reestablish my calmness. So addicted to inner peace. That's a great card. And then the other card I pulled from Through the Eyes of the Soul, another peace topic here. Bring peace to troubled waters. And that's just odd to me that all this peace is coming up. So I'm hoping it's signaling to the collective that we won't fall for any mind games or mind traps that they try to do on the world stage. And as a collective with soul families, soul tribes, we will be able to overcome by using our heart and what Dana was saying, and not our ego. So that's what I got.
That's nice.
Did that make
so
sense?
many wonderful messages. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right. So yeah, don't worry.
This
I'm
isn't my
wondering,
wheelhouse.
am I?
Girls know.
Don't worry, because I'm like sitting over here. I'm like, am I making sense when I talk? Because things are kicking in really hard. And I'm like gonna watch this back, and I'm gonna be like, what the heck am I saying? Okay, words. I'm gonna try to work with them. Okay, so while I was sitting here listening to all your wonderful messages about this week, I was listening to my higher self as well. And I was like, okay, so how would I like to, segue the next portion of our weekly chat? And it was saying to, if you guys wanted to, try just straight channeling today, for like the next message. But don't feel pressured. You can still use the cards, it's fine. But I thought it would be cool to kind of get ourselves into kind of a, in a grounded meditative state. And then if you wanted to maybe channel this, either today's message or just a message that we all need to hear, you know, at this time, not even for this week and not even for, you know, just today. So you guys want to give it a shot?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So like I said, if you still want to sling some cards, go ahead. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get grounded, but I'll let you guys maybe go ahead of me. Just so, because it takes me a little longer to, I guess, get grounded. But yeah, whenever anybody's ready, go ahead.
I feel I can share something. It's kind of piggybacking off of the Queen of Pentacles card that I pulled. And just to say, even when things feel very shaky, ungrounded, unsure, to know that the safety is within us. Everything we need is within us. It's not a time like, it's very part of our human experience or an emotion to worry, but know that you are guided, you are protected from the fears, from what you fear outside of you. So in the next coming, I would say about the next 3 months, things will gradually start to get more intense. Do not let false narratives shake you, shake the ground that your feet stand on. Because you're solid. And I feel like that's it. It just came off from like what I was piggybacking with the Queen of Pentacles. It's just, I guess if there's doubts and fears that are coming up for anyone in regards to the material world, the financials, your house, the things that we use in the mundane, in the material world, just know that everything, all your skill sets, everything that you need is within you. It's just more of a time for us to share them, to open up to them, and the universe responds to us. So it's almost like, especially when we're coming from that place of the heart, it's where the communication lies between us and the universe, and that's where we get the highest frequency response. So it's really coming from our love of life, that passion that drives us, that really opens up a lot of opportunities, even when things seem crazy, because it's almost like it's like seeing everything shake around you, but you're kind of in your own protective bubble of this fallout.
Mm-hmm.
So just know that, you're safe, and, we can look at this as actually moving into our own prosperous time, even if things don't seem that way in the outside world. So don't get caught up or pulled by that energy, because it's forceful, and it's almost like a whirlwind. Like, people, you can get very caught up in it, where you feel like a tornado, and it like just will pull you through. So it's really important to stay grounded and centered, because even if that tornado comes, you do not have to go in it. Even though tornadoes can occasionally pull trees, it doesn't pull them all from the roots. The strongest roots will still stay in the ground. So I feel like that's an important message.
No, I totally feel that. I feel that. That's kind of similar to, you know, the downloads that I've been getting just in meditations and stuff, is just everything is not as it seems. And even when you feel like, you know, you're using the tree analogy, you feel like you're becoming uprooted, it's actually quite the opposite. So it's, I guess, going against the ego. You know, the ego is freaking out, is having a full-on meltdown, and the higher self is like, no, no, babe, I got it, you know. And it's like, yeah, so it can feel like things are shaking apart, definitely. All right, I encourage anybody else, messages.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. As I was looking through that last deck, I came up with the Two of Wands, and here's what's channeling to me. Two pillars on a tuning fork.
Liesl.
There's a lot of talk at the moment. Sorry, just grounding. That's it. We hear a lot of talk of duality right now. Things opposite poles, polarity. There's a lot of change coming in the world. There is a kind of parting of the waves, although really this is largely illusory, as we all live within our own vibration, yet symbiotically resonate with the whole planet and the whole universe. If you think of a tuning fork, there are these two forks on each side, but as you hit the bottom, they work perfectly in harmony. In the old days, they used to tune motorcycle engines with a tuning fork. That is why Yamaha still have 3 tuning forks as their symbol. Basically, they're 2 sides of pistons that make an irregular sound. But once that sound changed to one particular tone or pitch, very much like a harmonic on a guitar, if you're on the 12th or the 5th or the 7th fret, those two become one in a perfect, much purer sense. At this time, we're far from balance in this world, but these things have to play out. They just unfurl like a flower in bloom. Once these polarities start oscillating at exactly the same frequency together, then the energy will only transcend upwards. Blessed thing.
That's beautiful. Wow. Wow. So many powerful messages. All right, Suzi, what do you got?
I keep seeing the Wizard of Oz where Dorothy and friends are so afraid, and then they see little Joe pulls back that curtain, and it's just a silly old man. And the message coming through for us, for the collective, from what I'm hearing, is Mother of the Cosmos, Father of the Cosmos, we are children of rich and loving and kind and abundant parents. Mother of the Cosmos. The dark magicians, just like Wizard of Oz, they do not win, and they are running scared because so many. It just takes a few more. Could be 1, it could be 1,000, but they do not win, and humanity will have its golden age. And that's what I got.
Beautiful.
So thank you.
I'm feeling you ladies. It's just, wow, lots of powerful messages and lots of hope, you know, and encouragement as we move forward. You know, and as you guys were speaking, I was kind of trying to tap in and channel a little bit, but it was only coming through in numbers. And I thought that's interesting because that was a shadow that had come up, you know, with James and I, was about mathematics, you know, building this array. There's mathematics involved. And I was going back to, you know, kind of where did the shadow of like hating numbers and math, you know, come from, when that's something that I work with a lot now is numbers. You know, we have numerology. Oftentimes I see things in hertz, you know, in numbers. You know, I see people's frequencies and things like that as all numbers. So it's kind of like this shadow that's coming up and saying, you know, mathematics, it's not something to be feared, but the way that it's presented to humanity is made for us to fear numbers in a way. Even if you're a great mathematician and you love working with numbers, in a way we fear numbers. And if we can keep humanity away from understanding the numbers, then they won't be able to see the numbers that actually make up the matrix itself. So I'm just going to tap in and channel the numbers that I was seeing. I don't know what they mean, but you know, maybe you guys can interpret them. Okay, so the message that was coming through is saying we're at a cross vibration at the moment. Oftentimes people see things as linear, as a straight line, or even in a wavy line, but this is the cross. And the movement would be to your sound, 1477 hertz. That is the numbers in which you move. 1 1 4 7 1 1 1 1 47 1047. There will be a split of 933 hertz. (933 hertz) felt within your September 11th, 2001. Same hertz happening again. It is the shakeup. It is the blending of hertz, the blending of frequency. Three, 377. They awaken to 222. Those that see 999, 11, 11, 911, 19, 11. Help to lead. 11, 11, you see 11, 11. Those are the guardians. 33, 33, 33. Those that hack the system. Your repeating numbers are your frequency. That is your mission. Your mission is in the code. It is in the repeating number. It is not random. That is a code from you, sent back to you. Your mission unrolled within the code. You see 5555. You know your mission. The mission is in the number. That is your unlocking. 5555. You see, you are the stewards. You're beginning to understand. We leave end transmission.
Wow.
Whoa.
It never fails to amaze me how you blow me away. That was incredible.
I blew
I have
myself
goosebumps.
away. What's happened there?
Well, Tara.
Oh my God.
And I feel like, oh my goodness, I connect with Tara so deeply sometimes. The number sequences have been so prominent in my face lately. Even today when I was studying, I was studying like human design, and I was so into the numbers because of the frequencies and the codes. I'm so blown away.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I went to a completely different place, and it was like I was watching myself on TV talking. I was like, what? I was so I don't know. It was like I wasn't there at all, really. But the being that I was tapping into, it was this, I don't know. I don't think I felt that being before. I don't know. It just felt like it swooped in. It felt like that being was us, but we looked so different. It was like our future. It was interesting.
Wow. That was incredible. Thank you. That was so
Wow.
amazing.
Thank you to the energy that came in. Wow. And it is kind of dropping a little bit of rain on us now too, but just little drizzles. Woo. Yeah, I'm gonna settle down now.
The numbers were certainly meaningful anyway. I've been getting 1919 and 33 for the longest time. So yeah, I'm still kind of like
Oh, I'm
deciphering.
freezing, I think. Freezing.
Oh, isn't it?
Oh, I think you're still okay.
Oh, darn.
Yeah.
Okay, the 1111 a lot because we read astrology in the beginning, Western, tropical, and a lot of times people say, well, what about sidereal? They both work. However, with sidereal, even if you considered with sidereal that we're still in age of Pisces, they consider the houses so important. The 11th house. 11th house, Aquarius, age of Aquarius. We're doing your numbers, 11s, also the 33 number. It was very, it's the age of Aquarius. So that's what I took from that beautiful channeling,
Yeah.
Tara.
Yeah.
That was a way different channeling, I would say, than
Beautiful.
I've done before. Because the being was so taken over that I can't recall anymore. It feels like I had a dream and the dream just slipped away, and I can't remember the details of the dream, but I know I remember it. Like it's in there somewhere. But yeah, it's slipped away, so I don't even remember the numbers it was saying anymore. I'm like, what?
That was so amazing.
But yeah, it was such a powerful, hopeful energy. Like this is an awakening that's been felt before, but it was a long time ago, and a lot of us are just like remembering it. And so I think, I'm pretty stoked to be here. I think, at this time, you get to see it all go down basically. So when it all happens, I'm excited.
Wow.
It's a privilege, isn't it? This time is a privilege, I think. We were talking
think
about
so.
that the other day, but there's more than one kind, isn't there? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So I'm happy to be here with you guys on this journey, and yeah, humanity at this time. I'm pretty stoked. Well, feeling all the powerful energy that you guys brought in too. We have a choice. You could, if you want, to pull another card, kind of leave us with a another message. I'm also going to have you guys kind of talk about too ways in which people here can work with you. So like some of you guys do astrology, some of you guys are doing kind of human design work. Some of you guys are making lovely musical instruments, and perhaps they will, start some courses. But yeah, so we'll get into that. So if you guys want to, you can throw in another message. Thank you to our lovely friends who've been popping in and out of our chat. I do want to mention Kayla is here, and James. James has been keeping up the chat for me since half of me is not working. So, so yeah. Oh, he says they're just talking about video games. My skill level stopped at Mario Brothers.
I remember Sega, that's how old I am.
I was so envious of all the kids that had Sega. I was like, ooh, that's the fancy one.
Me too. Or Game Gear. Do you remember Game Gear? The portable one? I had the Nintendo. Yeah, but one of my friends I remember had the Game Gear, and I was like, oh, wow. You could play Sega on it. It was portable, but it used to die fast.
There was, I remember one year for Christmas, my parents couldn't get me Game Gear, but they got me those, they're just battery operated little handheld like video game things. And it's like, it's not even a real picture moving. It's like a picture that they etch on there, and then the background moves, so it makes it look like the character is moving. And so my mom got me something called the Muffin Crisis, and it was The Simpsons. And so it's Bart Simpson holding muffins, and you have to try to catch the muffins in his tray. It's like Tetris, I guess, with muffins. That's my video game skill level.
I'm useless with them. I'm absolutely hopeless.
Liesl, did I see you using a Liesl using
I couldn't hear you then.
Oh,
Liesl, were you using one of these? I forget their name.
Oh, the pendulum?
Yeah, pendulum.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It's funny, Liesl, you said pendulum. I couldn't think of the word, and I know that word, but I couldn't think of it. It's funny, Liesl, because you picked sage, and then you had your pendulum, and I brought mine too, and I was like, that's kind of, yeah.
There you go, see. Pure synchronicity.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
We were
nice.
Really
synchronicities today.
I'm still there. Thank you.
Yeah,
this is my
they
favorite.
do work. I mean,
Our friend John is here too. John, you're not too late. No worries. Okay, let's see. I have the Blacklight Tarot. Unfortunately, no blacklight to be used, but you guys get the idea. It's so fluorescent and fun. I was actually thinking of pulling a card for each of you ladies. It's my ending message before we go into maybe a healing and, talking about yourselves. Let's see. So what I'm being called to do is pulling a card for each of you, giving it a word and a color it's saying. So, okay, we'll do that. So the message being condensed into a word and a color. Interesting. So Liesl, let's see. Liesl, you got the star.
Oh, beauty.
Turquoise and Rhode Island.
Oh, I love turquoise.
Oh, star.
Oh.
Interesting. Yeah, it's like just leave them with a word that sums up the message and a color. I'm like, okay, this is an interesting little reading here.
turquoise
Whoa.
inside this book, so I'm just going to read from.
Let's see. Dana. Magician. Royal purple. Labradorite.
Ooh. I love that. That's so beautiful.
Wow. Okay. Let's see. Suzi. Oops. Oh, you got the 10 of Cups. Suzi. Emerald green and Scooby Doo.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Interesting. Okay. Well, what I want to do next, before we go into our healing, is having you guys talk a little bit about your offerings, whether it's your YouTube channels, things that you guys are creating, courses that you have, readings that you do, maybe charts that you guys create. Let's see, we'll start with Suzi.
Can she, Tara, can you
Yeah.
say that one more time? You cut out. I'm sorry.
Oh, so Suzi, if you want to talk about maybe what do you offer on your YouTube channel? Do you have any, like a store offerings for people, maybe astrologies, birth charts?
Oh. Sure. So let's talk about that. Yes, I have a YouTube channel under Suzi Gemini, and natal chart readings, and I also do readings. And transit readings are much harder to get. People just stick with the are extremely important person. Some of you know, I recently my approach, and an astrologer never wants to look at it. But actually, it worries in that serious. So, chart is great to know, Brian, but actually doing a chart with transits, like right now, Jupiter into Taurus, that's huge for everybody's Taurus. And also aspect are important. Hit me on email or contact on Instagram, and on Tuesday, Liesl and I are getting together, and we're gonna do her natal chart. And I love astrology. I think I've shared this with you guys before. She is the more you work with her, the more she reveals. I think that we like Tara, you once said recently that we're all psychic and intuitive. Is born an astrologer. You just, if you're interested in it, anybody can learn it. I know Dana's an amazing astrologer, and I'm fascinated with Dana's galactic astrology. And one of these galactic, but and I like to help people. People can email me or leave me a comment. Yeah, that's about it. That's a lot of people know me from chats. I'm a big fan. Many people in the tarot community, and have become friends with a lot of people in the tarot community. So that's
Okay.
wow.
Yeah.
Thank
Cool. Oh,
you.
and Suzi's information is down below as well. I've put all her socials there and her channel, so you can definitely check that out. Before we get to Dana, we have Kayla, who's actually done a super chat, and she wanted to know from all of us. Let's see.
Message from her higher self.
A message from her higher self. All right. Okay. Oh, and then we have some other people that have been popping in as well. Janine, hello, hello.
Listen,
Moon Chariot's
I
here.
didn't hear who.
Okay, so
Who's,
Kayla. Kayla wanted to know a message from her higher self. So let's see. I will go first then. And if you guys want to pop in a message for her as well.
She gave 2 super chats, $15 per.
Oh, wow. She gave 2 super chats. So thank you. Thank you so much, Kayla. Okay, so I have the Moon Power Tarot. Boom. All right. So let's go. Let me tap into your higher self for a moment. Okay, so the imagery I'm getting from Kayla's higher self before I pull a card, it kept showing the poison dart frog, and it was showing the rainforest. And something being so colorful, so beautiful and pleasing to the eye. But be careful, sometimes the most attractive things are poison. Okay, interesting. Okay, so let's pull you a card, Kayla. All right, so Kayla, you got the Ace of Wands. Okay, and the message coming through is your higher self asking you to kind of begin leading yourself. Sometimes there's still this hesitation to wait for permission somehow before you start something or do something. It's not necessarily a like permission from a person, but more, you know, something saying, okay, Kayla, it's okay that you do this, or it's okay that you move forward on this. But stepping more into your own power, which means listening to the intuition, listening to the gut, to propel yourself forward, even before the ego says, oh, wait, you know, we need to wait for conditions to be just right. We need some sort of permission before we move forward or that we embark. But it's saying with the energy of like, not just this week, but moving on in for the next few months, you're going to start to feel this kind of separation of, you know, your higher self wanting to lead you finally, you know, wanting to take you forward, and the ego being pushed out of the way. So there's going to be a lot of this kind of just friction, this kind of fight of the ego saying, no, just wait. We have to wait till everything looks logically okay before we could do this next thing. All right, ladies, if you want to jump in with a message for Kayla from her higher self.
Yeah, sure, I'll jump in. I drew one for you.
Kayla, I will draw you a card. Oh, go ahead, Liesl.
It's okay.
Go ahead, Liesl,
Okay.
for Kayla. Go.
Sure.
I interrupted. I didn't mean to.
That's fine. No worries at all. We have the Sacred Grove. But what came out weird was Queen Guinevere. I feel that Queen Guinevere is actually representing your higher self in this spread, Kayla. So, like, yeah, that's confirmation. Her attributes here are love, beauty, feminine power, and sexuality. And in the card that we've got for you, the Sacred Grove, it's number 8, which is longevity, renewal, protection, and nature. Yeah, the Sacred Grove is the inner space within you, Kayla, and I know that you're well aware of this, but take time to really nurture yourself within that space. I know on the everyday life and things going on all the time, and that we're all on the move all the time, and it's very difficult. Quite often we'll put things off, thinking to ourselves that you know, when I find the time, when I find the space, when I have my yoga mat, or when I have my meditation area. But do remember at all times to tune into that sacred space that's within you. The sacred grove is the point of all your wisdom, all your love, all your power, and all your strength. It's the one thing that's absolutely sacred to you and absolutely unique. No one can alter that space that's within you. It's something you've had since many, many lifetimes. It's something you'll always have. It's something that is eternal. Just remember that when times get fraught during this week, especially, or when you're trying to juggle everything all at once, take a step back into that sacred space and observe what's going on around from that sacred space. Blessed be.
And I want to point out that Liesl's message ended on 11:11.
Wow.
All right. So Suzi or Dana, you want to jump in for Kayla?
Okay, I chose the Soul Trees. Sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
You guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Kayla, I picked the Soul Trees, the Dream Journey by Allison Williams. And the first thing before I was shuffling that came to me is compassion is your secret weapon. And that sounds strange. How could compassion be a weapon? It's on your heart, and your compassion towards others disarms anything negative that would ever come into your space. And so compassion is like a secret weapon or gift. And I like the word gift better. And what I drew for you is illumine, light up, clarify, make visible. And there's the card, and the moon is there with the tree. And this says you illuminate your light shines on others, but I'm also being kind of told, start working with the lunar cycles on new moons. You will level up even more in your spirit. So there you go, Kayla, and I adore you, by the way. I just had to share that on a Suzi note to you, Kayla. I adore you.
All right. Let's see, Dana.
Hi, Kayla. So I actually have another Oracle deck that I absolutely love, and it's the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Barron Reed. And the card that I pulled for Kayla was Come to the Edge, and the number 36 is standing out very strong for me. So for this message, I feel anything that is bringing you, or a part of you who has any sort of fears, doubts, that's all an illusion of the self. I would say that if there's something that you've been wanting to take a leap of faith, start a new direction, a new path, you would be very supported in that direction or choice that you would be making. And I feel like you've been doing some really deep inner work, really deep reflection with yourself. So sit with the feelings or the fears that come up and know that they don't define you, that a lot of that is really the ego, the mind, just taking that wants to take over. But your power lies within your heart, your power lies within your soul. So if there's something new that you want to embark on or you want to try, I would definitely say go for it, because any doubts or fears that are coming up are really trickery of the self, so to speak. So, and again, like the number 36, just, I don't know if that resonates for you, but I hope this resonated for you.
Hey, so many cool messages, and thank you again, Kayla, so much. Oh, you're very welcome. And she said, "Thank you, Liesl, so beautiful." 1111. Susie, I love it. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, so our other friend Janine had a super chat, and she was wondering if she could get a message from her higher self and how she can step into her own power. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle up here. And feel free to weigh in as well, ladies. Janine's higher self. Janine's higher self.
Ancestral path.
Okay, so before I pull the card, kind of what's being shown to me is this, it's just kind of showing almost like a cartoon. So you have this large, powerful person, you know, who's strong. They are just, it's basically an embodiment of their higher self. And all these little people behind this person, telling this person that they are less than, that you can't do this. You just don't have the, understanding, capacity, to be able to do this. This is out of your realm. This is not your talent. You can't. And that energy seeping into like the programming from when we were children, getting you to believe that there are limitations in what you can actually do. And as much as the conscious mind wants to move forward in their power, the programming that is holding it back is telling it that it can't, that you can do this, and maybe you can improve in this, but you can't do this and you can't do this. It's limiting you, and it's going into the self and really confronting this portion of self, the human portion, and saying, you think you're helping me by holding me back, but you're really hindering me from being who I truly am. But again, thanking it for what it was trying to do and then releasing it. Okay, so let's pull a card. Whew. I will say one thing, that when I'm working with marijuana, my intuition takes over so hard, and my ego self kind of goes out the door, which is probably why I have such a hard time talking, expressing myself, is because I'm elsewhere, and it's like the part of me that I try to be all the time. Oh, okay. Let me see. We have the Page of Wands, Janine. And that's definitely kind of what I was getting in that vision before, I pulled the card, is you've been on this path, but now you've reached this point where you're starting to see the programming, starting to see all the things that you've been taking for truth. And it was actually just a program holding you back. But releasing any sort of judgment and just saying, okay, well, it had a purpose. It probably had my, the best intentions in mind, and the people that programmed it and the society that had a hand in programming, maybe there were some good intentions in trying to keep you safe. But you are beyond that now. And you're starting anew into the real you. So yeah, that's stepping into your power now. How to do it is as you go inwards, starting to look for that voice, those words, those thoughts that come up and say, you can't, you're unable to do this or that. And then releasing it. So showing gratitude and then release. And then you'll notice that you do start stepping into your truest self. So, all right. Thank you, Janine. And if anybody else would like to weigh in, I'm going to unplug my earphones. I'll still be able to hear you a little bit, but I have to plug in my phone. It's dying.
Yeah, I've got a card here for Janine, and it ties in quite well with what you're saying, actually, Tara. We have our end of the royal couple here. King Arthur, leadership, authority, power, and justice. The thing that I'm channeling right now, actually, is for you, Janine, is that as you take one step forward, a lot of people around you and behind you, right, are taking two back. Keep looking forward. Keep having a very forward-focused vision, because there is a lot of kind of illusory stuff that's happening around you at the moment. And actually, you're a lot more on your path than maybe you even realise, as are a lot of people at this time. You will step into your own sovereignty. You certainly will. So I'm losing the channel a bit here. But I think basically the main thread of it is like really like pull on your leadership qualities. I don't know if you do any kind of leadership roles in your life or during work or anything like that, but I'm getting from a higher source that you have a lot of skills in this area, and that a lot of your power lies there. Lead with justice and authority. Authority is your own sovereignty. It's like, you are connected to the whole universe, and thus you have the authority of the whole universe. We have often been taught you can't do this and you can't say that and you can't be this way and you can't be that. But really, everything that ever exists is all within one frame, and we can tap into any part of that anytime we like. So yeah, certainly tap into your leadership, lead with justice, find your power, and gain your authority. I think authority here is actually your higher self. So there you go. Blessed be.
All right. Anyone else want to jump in?
I got a card, and the card is
Janine,
sorry, Susie.
why are we going through all the cards?
What were you saying, Dana?
Oh, I didn't know if Susie wanted to go.
Oh,
sorry. Did you want to go, Susie?
I think she may have frozen.
Okay.
Oh, Dana, you could go and then I'll go. I didn't do that, Dana.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry. So I got the card, and it's saying why. And when it's a number 31, so I've been really into numbers lately. So it adds up to a 4, which I feel like would inquire stability, so to speak. And I feel like sometimes we have to ask ourselves, why do we desire certain things? Are these things aligned for us? Let me see. Sorry, my sister just walked in with my little one, so I got a little thrown off. But I guess, sometimes, I'm so sorry, Susie. Can you just take over? I'm sorry. 1 second.
Can I just say very quickly, actually, the number on the card was 19 for Janine as well.
Immediately started shuffling. And the reason why I was going through the cards again is the card you got, and then I dropped it, and then they all fell on my lap. It was the Empress. And I don't know anything about your private life, but what I don't always read the Empress as well. You know, the simple thing is, oh, you're going to be a mother or something like that. No, what the author Julia writes is so much more powerful, and this is how I am interpreting it: is female active energy, birthing, creation, nurturing issues, intuitive component of a successful partnership, decisions based on facts, informed by feelings, material wealth, fertility, abundance, flowing creativity, the creative process. What I feel this card is telling me is you're going to be birthing something. It could be a business, a hobby, a piece of art, or literally it could be, you know, a maternal child. But I feel you're in a creative, the universe is aligning for you to birth something that is very powerful, long lasting, and meaningful. So you got the beautiful Empress. Thank you, Janine. Love you.
Lovely, so lovely. And when Dana comes back, you know, she can add on to what she was saying if
Did
she
you guys hear that?
wishes. But thank you so much, Janine, for allowing us to read for you. And then I do want to mention Kayla had left a comment. She said, yes, all of this had resonated with me. Thank you, everyone. Love you all so much. And then Janine was asking what tarot deck that I'm using, and I have the Moon Power Tarot by Charlie Quintero. So, yeah, one of my soul decks. Okay, actually, James did a super chat, so we're all gonna have to weigh in for James. So his question is, what should I do or avoid in order to make my family's upcoming visit as high vibe as possible? Okay, so go ahead and tap in, give this a shuffle. Okay, so before I pull a card, what was coming in is, I don't know, I was seeing your mom and dad, and it was like the family kind of wanting to steer a lot of the activities to in town, like being in a restaurant, maybe going to a shop, and it's saying that's going to bring the purpose of them being there, kind of taking that out of the picture, because their higher selves want them to be in this energy here, to be closer to nature, to be closer to the earth. And there is a polarity out there that would like to direct their attention unknowingly to being away, anywhere they can be away from the property. But it's not that they don't like the property, it's that a part of them that they don't know is open to the voices of a polarity that wouldn't want them to be there, would want them to not get that healing. So just making sure basically that you redirect everybody's attention back to here. Okay, let's see. The card that came in is the Six of Wands. So yeah, celebrating what we already have here, celebrating the energy here and the, you know, if we had to cook with the land, you know, letting them know how that would be done, how the peoples that used to live here, how they lived here, how they nourished themselves here, and kind of start to, their higher selves are saying to shift their energy towards feeling the nature within themselves again, because their higher self doesn't want them so attached to the way of life we've been conditioned to live in. You know, everybody does something for us. They feed us, they clothe us, they help us with our health problems. Only the outside can do that. So this land really wants them to help start healing from that. So yeah. Okay. 6 of Wands. All right. What did you ladies get?
The one overriding thing that keeps
Liesl, do you
coming
want to
to
go
me.
first?
Yeah, sure. Really, I just keep getting one thing, and it's loving detachment. So yeah, when you folks arrive, I don't mean particularly keeping my arm's length, but if you can keep this kind of serene feeling of loving detachment, as the Buddhists call it, you know, and really that's it from me, I'm afraid. But you know, I keep getting that again: loving detachment, loving detachment, loving detachment. So blessed be, and bless your family, by the way. Hope you have a great visit.
Wow, thank you. Oh, Janine
Okay, I need
was saying thank you to all of you guys, so thank you. Kayla's saying how much fun this is. All right, let's see, Susie, what did you want to pop in?
a little help from either Liesl or you, Tara, because this clearly needed. This is the card I got. It is the Crow Tarot, 7 of Wands, and I was taking this as challenges with this visit, but how you can transmit it. When they say to Tara, new names they do to help you with the property, say, I would like you to maybe gift something that will be permanent on the land, like perhaps plant something in the garden, get them included in the garden, or plant a tree. It'll be a family tree, something in nature. That's my intuition. But for this card, I need help because I always get mixed up with the 7 of Wands, Tara, or Liesl.
Yeah, I was getting that, you know, that 7 of Wands, you know, energy, kind of going off of what you were saying, of, you know, keeping them focused with things that, you know, like that they have a hand in this place, so they feel more connected to it, you know, that they want to be here, and yeah, just bringing in connection. Yeah, very cool, very cool.
Okay. I always, some of the minors, I get confused on, you know, like between the 6, the 7, and the 8, and that's why I just want. And James, I know, is an epic tarot reader like yourself, Tara, so he'll know what that meant too.
Yeah.
But include them in planting in the garden. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you
I
for your message.
Enjoyed
Liesl, did you want to pop in again about her card? Or? Oh, I hope the video didn't freeze. Oh no, you guys are still there. Okay. All right, so Liesl, did you want to weigh in on
Liesl, are you there?
No.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
7 of Wands. Yeah. Well, challenge and courage is what comes through to me. And and just sort of looking
Okay.
up a little bit, I would say, yeah. What I actually see is like a lot of family members. I think you're right, Susie, because I can see people walking in all different directions and almost like you'll know where to put themselves and stuff like that. But I think, James, like, I can see like an image on this kind of flowing between all this, you know. I really do think, actually, James, you are really going to pull this off. I think you're going to pull it all together, and like, I think when the family do come, like, you're actually going to have like quite a rocking time. So yeah, just chill out and kick back a bit and just enjoy the visit. You know, there's quite a lot of strength in there, and you might surprise yourself. You know, you might actually tap into some hidden things that you didn't realise you had, and I honestly feel that. So there you go. That's looking at the card as well, Susie. So.
All
I
right.
love that,
Ooh, let me
Liesl, for
see. I'm
James. That's
just
great.
coming
That
in
was
because
really
I
good.
think it's a little windy on my microphone and it's getting hard to hear you. Just going right
Wendy.
here. Oh, I think I hear a little Mateo. There we go. Okay.
I love Mateo. He's a gorgeous boy.
He's
Dana's
funny,
son
isn't
is
he?
beautiful.
Yeah.
And I told her that Mateo was Marco Polo's brother. Mateo Polo was the smart, handsome Polo. So I just love that she named her son Mateo. It's a beautiful name.
Aw.
I
Well,
don't know why that
I
came to
want
mind, but
thank
Marco
everybody who
Polo
did,
had a brother.
the what? Oh, I didn't catch the last of what you said, Susie.
Marco Polo had a brother, Mateo, who was much better
Okay.
looking.
That's the brother.
Well, oh, I see.
Yeah, Mateo.
Well.
There was Marco and
So,
Mateo, and Mateo is the sexy one. and smart.
So thank you to everybody who got super chats and super stickers from us today. Again, like I said at the beginning of the chat, that any money made today, I would split amongst everybody here. We have Liesl and Suzi. We're thinking of maybe some places around here I could donate, some of the money to. But again, thank you guys. I want to thank my YouTube members, my patrons, all those who are subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much. It really does help to, do what I do here. And so, I truly appreciate it. Thank you. And again, thank you to our friends that popped in with us today, Liesl and Dana, who jumped off with Mateo, and Susie. Thank you. And I thought that we could end like we normally do with our live chats is a healing meditation. But normally I'm the one that, since I'm doing the live chat, I normally lead you guys into just getting into a comfortable space, getting nice and relaxed, and just kind of ready to receive that healing energy. So I was wondering if one of you two maybe would like to lead us in meditation and a healing.
Yeah, I can do. Can I use my stomp box just to like beat a rhythm? Because that would be how I would do it, really. Is that okay? It's only
Yeah, that's
yeah.
fine.
I can't think of words. Okay. Maybe you want to pitch in, everyone, and sort of say something. I'll have to move the phone. So let's see. We've got the stomp box.
Yay! Okay.
This is fabulous.
Thank you, Liesl. It was like it was waking up all this light in my body.
It's beautiful.
And
Wonderful.
oh my gosh, so amazing.
Okay.
That was an honor, you, Liesl.
Thank you. Thanks.
Liesl, that
Yeah,
was
it felt
amazing.
good. Thanks.
And by the way, Liesl is, I would say music is her soul.
Yeah,
And
indeed.
the things that she's able to create, her musical instruments, all the different things she uses, she creates those herself and infuses it with her light, her energy. And I think it just makes the sound that comes out of it that much more beautiful. So anyway, thank you for leading us in that meditation. I love that. It felt like the energy of the being that I had channeled earlier, that everything was in frequency, and it was the frequency of the sound that you were making that replaced, words that we don't have on this planet. So
Certainly, yeah.
thank you.
Absolutely.
And thank you to everybody who came into our chat today and all the people that will be watching this in the future. Dana said, sorry, ladies, I had to pop off. And so Dana's going to kindly write the rest of her message that she had for Janine. She's going to pop that over to her. So thank you so much. Again, thank you to the people that did the super chat, super stickers, just chatted with us today. And thank you to my boyfriend for taking care of the chat. Because again, this was the Stoney Baloney weekly reading. And only half my brain is working, which is great. That means the higher self's talking. So anyway, thank you guys.
Thank you.
I did want to ask Liesl as well if you wanted to share a little bit about your offering, so what you offer on your YouTube channel, or if you have a store, or maybe classes that you're going to be teaching someday.
Okay, yes, hopefully sometime in the future. There are tutorials at the moment on making crazy instruments. I've got a very varied community on there. One thing I would say, especially in these times, is I kind of realised that I've got a lot of woodworking skills. I was making an old-fashioned table today, like in a kind of medieval way. There are no nails or anything. It's all pegged and stuff like that. And I think these are skills that are fast disappearing in this world. I was very privileged to have an uncle who was a carpenter, and he taught me a lot of this stuff at a very young age. So, that's something I'd like to pass on to other people, being resourceful and that sort of thing. I do hope to include a lot more healing music as well soon on my channel. And definitely some workshops if people are interested in making weird and wonderful musical instruments. So there you go. And creating your own harmony. Instruments are all about harmony, balancing the vibrations and all that sort of thing. So I'm hoping to incorporate a lot more of that soon.
Very cool. Yeah. So please definitely check out my friend Liesl. She is amazing. And I know that Dana had to pop off, but I did include Dana's socials down below. And as of yesterday, she made an announcement about her newest offerings. So she's going to have something called Soul for Soul. So soul is the sun for soul. That's what we are. And she's going to be doing, I believe it was video conference call readings for galactic astrology and human design. And so of the things that she's already shared with me, she's going to be amazing. I actually will make sure that I sign up and get a reading from her. But yeah, you guys definitely check her out. She's an amazing person. She's always trying to learn more.
Me
so
too.
that she can be ever evolving.
Awesome,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Susie, if you want to pop in too.
Oh, I want,
So
no, I'm
anyway,
going to sign up too. We're just reading.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's see. Oh, Kayla popped in. She said, thank you, Tara, James, Liesl, Dana, and Susie. I will watch from the beginning since I was late. Well, thank you, Kayla. Thank you for coming in. And then if Janine is listening, maybe she's not can't see the chat right now. Dana left that message for Janine. She said the message from your higher self is to reevaluate, why do certain things fulfill you or don't fulfill you? It's a time of connection and introspection. So thank you again. Thank you again, Liesl, for our healing at the end. And yeah, thanks for joining us with a Stoney Baloney weekly reading and just kind of reading for the collective consciousness in general and healing. So thank you. Thank you. I'm going to continue to go feel my edibles after this live chat. Yeah, I'll catch you guys next week. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.